Waqt ekonomija llum. Jonqsu s-sussidji fuq il-prezz tal-ħobs fl-Eġittu. Il-Ġappun b'investigazzjoni wara skandlu dwar iċ-ċertifikazzjoni ta' vetturi ġodda. Microsoft investi b'saħħa fl-Iżvezja. U il-Boeing. X'għandu jagħmel kap eżekuttiv ġdid? Il-ħobs huwa l-ikel primarju, l-ikel bażiku f'ħafna soċjetajiet. Fl-Eġittu jeżisti sussidju fuq il-ħobs bilan li l-prezz jinżamm stabbli. Għall-ewwel darba f'għexieren ta' snin dan is-sussidju tnaqqas sostanzjalment bil-konsegwenza illi l-ħobs sar jiswa 4 darbit aktar. Dan qed jagħmel aktar diffiċli minn qatt qabel biex Gamal Ahmad bħal miljuni ta' Eġizzjani oħra jixtru l-ħobs. Ahmad huwa pensjonant ta' 64 sena li diġà kien qed jiġġieled biex ilaħħaq mal-għolli tal-ħajja saħansitra qabel mal-Gvern tal-Eġittu żied il-prezz tal-ħobs għall-ewwel darba f'ħafna snin. Id-deċiżjoni ttieħdet għax skont kelliem għall-Gvern il-kontijiet pubbliċi qed jiffaċċjaw kontijiet kbar riżultat ta' prezzijiet tal-importazzjoni tal-qamħ dejjem jolew. Ma nistgħux niffaċċjaw aktar żidiet fil-prezzijiet għal Gamal f'intervista. Huwa wkoll imħasseb dwar it-tnaqqis fis-sussidji fuq l-elettriku, id-dawl u l-gass li ħabbar il-Gvern. Għad hemm kontijiet tal-gass, dawl u ilma l-prezzijiet kollha qed jolew, kompla jgħid. L-impatt taż-żieda fil-prezz se tinħass minn miljuni madwar l-Eġittu minħabba li l-ħobs is-sussidjat huwa ikel bażiku għal madwar 70 miljun ruħ. 7 minn kull 10 Eġizzjani jiddependu mill-ħobs fid-dieta tagħhom. Naturalment, iż-żieda fil-prezz ta' fetwani, jgħid il-pensjonant Mohammed Abdelaziz waqt li jixtri l-ħobs fiċ-ċentru tal-Kajra. Aħna bil-kemm qed ngħaddu. Id-deċiżjoni li l-prezz tal-ħobs fl-Eġittu jkun is-sussidjat kienet deċiżjoni politikament sensittiva li għal snin twal kienet iżżomm il-prezz irħis. Il-prezz kien ilu jinżamm stabbli sa mis-snin 80 minkejja rounds ripetuti ta' riformi ta' austerità bil-Gvern joqgħod attent li ma jqanqalx ir-reazzjoni pubblika. Fl-1977 tentattiv biex tinbidel is-sistema tas-sussidji kienet qanqlet irvellijiet. Minflok żieda fil-prezz, il-Gvern qabel kien jipprova jirrestrinġi l-eliġibilità u jnaqqas il-pis tal-ħobs. Madwar 2/3 tal-popolazzjoni jibbenefikaw minn sussidji għall-ħobs li huwa bbażati fuq id-dħul u jinkludu wkoll allowance ta' 5 ħobżiet kuljum. Familja medja issa, familja ta' 4 illi saftitilu kienet ħallas 30 lira biex tixtri il-ħobs tagħha, issa se jkollha tħallas 120 lira. F'dan il-pajjiż il-paga minima hija ta' 6,000 lira. Il-Gvern jgħid li qed jespandi x-xibka tas-sigurtà soċjali, iżda xi wħud mill-kritiċi tiegħu jippuntaw subajhom lejn infiq fuq proġetti kbar illi żiedu id-dejn b'mod sostanzjali. Uffiċjali mill-Ministeru għat-Trasport tal-Ġappun fetħu investigazzjoni u żaru l-kwartieri ġenerali ta' Toyota Motor wara li nstabu irregolaritajiet fil-mod kif jiġu ċertifikati l-vetturi tal-kumpanija illi jinħarġu fis-suq. Dan l-iskandlu fuq iċ-ċertifikazzjoni tal-vetturi Toyota jinvolvi t-twessieħ ta' investigazzjoni illi kienet bdiet fuq it-testijiet tas-sigurtà li kienu jsiru fuq mudelli Daihatsu. L-investigazzjoni infirxet għal fuq kumpaniji u produtturi tal-karozzi Ġappuniżi oħra. Il-Ministeru għat-Trasport tal-Ġappun kien ħabbar pjanijiet biex iwettaq l-ispezzjoni ġurnata qabel meta qalli Toyota, Mazda, Honda, Suzuki u Yamaha instabu li sottomettew data difettuża jew inkella manipulata u dan meta applikaw għaċ-ċertifikazzjoni tal-vetturi. Toyota, illi għandha reputazzjoni tajba għas-sigurtà u l-affidabilità tal-vetturi tagħha, kienet l-unika manifattur tal-karozzi illi għaddiet mill-ispezzjoni. L-isma ta' Toyota issa naqsu b'1.1% dan it-tlieta u dan it-telf kompla jiżdied ma' telf ta' 1.8% illi kien reġistrat nhar it-tnejn li għadda. Sa dan it-tant Toyota waqfet il-produzzjoni ta' xi mudelli ġodda. F'mostra strateġika meqjusa kbira, il-ġganta ta' teknoloġija Microsoft ħabbret investiment massiv ta' $3.6 biljun, investiment li se tagħmel fl-Iżvezja. L-investiment se jintuża biex jespandi l-infrastruttura tal-cloud tal-kumpanija kif ukoll il-ħiliet tal-intelligenza artifiċjali f'dan il-pajjiż. Il-Chairman tal-Microsoft Brad Smith zvela d-dettalji tal-investiment waqt konferenza tal-aħbarijiet mal-Prim Ministru Żvediż Ulf Kristersson. Smith semma l-ekonomija b'saħħitha tal-Iżvezja, it-talent li jeżisti hawnhekk fis-suq tax-xogħol u l-politika tal-enerġija li ħaddan dan il-pajjiż bħala fatturi ewlenin wara d-deċiżjoni li ttieħdet u li tintażel l-Iżvezja għal dan l-investiment.
Just in time. Hi.
Hi there, how are you?
Alex Noren.
Hi, Alex.
Nice to meet you.
Brad Smith.
Why Sweden for this kind of investment?
Well, I think Sweden is an important place for this kind of investment, really for two reasons. First is the economy here, the people here. There's clearly an opportunity, and I'd even say a need to put AI to work. If you think about every part of the Swedish economy, there's a Swedish company at the forefront, not just here in Sweden, but across Europe and for the global economy. But every company that is a leader today will be a leader in the future only if it uses AI. So we think we're meeting a real need and opportunity here. The second is Sweden has proven to be a good place to invest in, say, AI-based data centers, in part because it's got a forward-looking energy policy. There is green energy, renewable energy, hydroelectric power, nuclear power. It is available here. And I think that's a critical thing for tech companies as we make these kinds of investments.
Do you see this just extrapolating in the same way we've seen the last couple of years, just getting bigger and bigger, costing more and more, consuming more and more electricity? Or is there another way going forward with the AI development that is more, economical and sustainable?
I think we're going to see both of these things, frankly. I think we're already seeing AI used in multiple ways. What was exclusively a topic where people talked about large language models, meaning big models. Now we have small language models. We'll see AI that's deployed on your phone and a device that doesn't necessarily need to go to the cloud at all. So, what started out as one thing will become much more diversified, and that will help in part. But I still think we live in a world where not just AI, but our automobiles, a lot of other things are going to require more electricity. And so for a company like Microsoft, what it really means is we're needing to invest not just in computers and data center buildings, but we need to and are investing in the production of electricity, specifically carbon-free electricity.
Do you see a future for your company where you will have like small and medium-sized nuclear reactors being built alongside the data centers to feed them with electricity?
I think a decade from now, that's entirely possible.
You mentioned earlier when you had the press conference with the Prime Minister, something that you write about in your book, the need of regulating tech. In this case of AI, where is regulation needed, would you say?
Well, I think we need laws and regulation that puts guardrails in place. I think it's good that you see a number of companies, including Microsoft, acting with initiative to define principles, to put in place engineering systems, the kinds of things that will protect against bias, that will protect people's privacy, security, ensure that ultimately this technology is accountable, that it's transparent. But we should never just bet on the goodwill and good intentions of everyone, because unfortunately there can emerge a race to the bottom. And the only way to prevent a race to the bottom is, in effect, to put a regulatory floor with new laws. That's what Europe has done with the AI Act. It's what the G7 has done with international initiatives. We are going to see more of that. We are going to need more of that.
What technical solutions do you see to sorting out the bad stuff, the fake, from the real? Is there a technical solution for this even?
I think that there is absolutely a role for key technical solutions, and at the same time, it may not be a technological panacea, but a few things have emerged. First, you see more guardrails being put in place in legitimate, reputable products, so they can't be used to create abusive AI, or at least it's much harder to do so. And here in June, it's already harder to use products in that way than it was in January. That is a good thing. Second, there's an element of this that's called content authenticity. You want to make it easy for people to be able to check and know whether something that, say, came from your network actually came from your network. And so as an industry, we're investing, and then we need to invest not just in the technology, but in the broad education so people know how to determine that.
But do you think you'll ever catch up with the bad guys, so to speak?
I think we're in for a perpetual race. That's the way it always is. At the end of the day, there is no substitute for a well-informed public. And this has been true not just for years, but decades, and I would even say centuries, in terms of combating disinformation.
Skont il-kap tal-Assoċjazzjoni Internazzjonali tat-Trasport bl-Ajru, il-kap eżekuttiv il-ġdid ta' Boeing għandu jifhem dak li wassal għal kriżi attwali u jkun lest li jfittex eżempji tal-aħjar prattika industrijali lil-in mill-kumpanija tiegħu. Boeing tinsab maħkuma minn kriżi fis-sigurtà tal-ajruplani, kriżi aggravata wara inċident li seħħ f'Jannar li għadda u li wassal biex ajruplan ta' tip Boeing 737 Max tilef biba waqt li kien f'nofs titjira. Il-kap eżekuttiv ta' Boeing, Dave Calhoun, għandu jħalli l-kumpanija sal-aħħar tas-sena u dan bħala parti minn riforma fil-management. Iżda Boeing għadha ma ħabritx min se jkun qed jieħodlu postu.
It's not for me to say who should be running Boeing, but I think an understanding of what went wrong in the past, and that's very important. Our industry benefits from learning from mistakes and sharing that learning with everybody. So an acknowledgement of what went wrong, looking at best practice, looking at what others do, making sure that the culture exists, that where these issues become apparent and aware to some, become apparent and aware to everyone. And I think that is a critical issue, that we have a culture within the industry which has enhanced safety, where people feel secure in putting their hand up and saying things aren't working the way they should do.
L-IATA tirrappreżenta aktar minn 300 linja tal-ajru jew madwar 80% tat-traffiku globali. Calhoun, membru tal-bord tal-Boeing mill-2009 u ex-eżekuttiv ta' General Electric, kien inġib bħala CEO fl-2020 biex jgħin biex itejjeb ix-xorti ta' din il-kumpanija wara żewġ inċidenti fatali li kienu jinvolvu il-Max, il-ġett l-aktar b'saħħtu tax-xorta tiegħu. Iżda l-Boeing komplit titlef fil-kompetizzjoni mal-Airbus. Il-produzzjoni tal-Max naqset u konsekwenza ta' dan il-kumpanija naqset il-valur tagħha b'32%.
The industry is frustrated by the problems as a result of the issues that Boeing have encountered. But personally, I'm pleased to see that they are taking the right steps. I think the steps that they're taking will resolve the challenges that they've faced.
Id-dewmien fil-kunsinna ta' ajruplani ġodda kemm minn Boeing kif ukoll minn Airbus hija parti minn problema usa fil-katina tal-provvista aerospazjali u l-industrija tal-manutenzjoni tal-inġenji tal-ajru li qed jikkomplikaw il-pjanijiet ta' tkabbir tal-linji tal-ajru kollha kemm huma.